Hello YouTube and welcome back to Dare to Game. Today you're watching a Valheim video. But anyway, we're going to be ranking the top 4 bows. And now, like a lot of videos that I do like this, there are actually only 4 bows in the game, at least at the time I'm making this video. So I'm just ranking them in order, but the internet loves ranking videos, and so that's why it's top 4. But in any case, we're going to be ranking them based on a variety of factors, but primarily the amount of pierce damage that they add to each shot. So every arrow type has its own level of damage that it will deal, and I've actually already done a video covering that, so if you want to know that, you can also find that video on here. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to be using the best just plain pierce damage, so that's the only type of damage they do. Best ones in the game are the needle arrows. So that's what we're going to be using to test our bows in this game. But the fourth best, or in other words, the worst bow in the game, oh, and we'll also be testing every bow at level 4, so to keep things consistent. So the worst bow in the game at number 4 is the CRUDE bow, and it says a crude but functional bow. This one's key stats are pierce damage of 31, so whatever, or max, so it can do 25 to 31, but we're going to be using the max pierce for, all of these bows. So pierce damage of 31, a knockback actually of 0, and I'm guessing because it doesn't have a lot of velocity coming out of it, and a durability of 200. That is this bow. This one you're going to get like right away in the game. You can make it very, very early, and it will be something that you use for quite some time, basically until you kill the first boss and start being able to harvest higher level wood and make higher level stuff. So a lot of people will use the crude bow for a good portion of the game. But let's test it out, see how well this bad boy does in combat. I saw a troll off in the distance, and that always seems like a good thing to test weapons on. So we're going to take a couple pot shots at that bad boy. Ooh, man, boy, does that have an arc. Holy crap, I got to aim... Crap. You really got to aim above stuff. See that ridiculous arc? Let's see if this guy doesn't just come over here and kill me immediately. Can't even hit him. I'm going to have to get out into the open. Otherwise he's just going to sneak up on me and kill me right away. There he is. Oh, look at that. So, obviously when you're using the best arrows in the game, you're going to do quite a bit more damage. If you're just using wood arrows or something, it wouldn't be that effective. But if you've got good arrows, the bow doesn't matter as much. So, that is number 4. Let's move on to number 3. So the third best bow in this game is the FINEWOOD bow, and it says a simple bow of strong and supple wood. And you'll unlock this one as soon as you kill the first boss monster, who's the big electric deer. You'll get his horn, which you can use to make a pickaxe, and then you can mine bronze, or you can mine tin and copper, and you can make bronze. Once you have a bronze axe, you can cut down birch trees and also oak trees, and you'll get fine wood, and once you have fine wood, you can make a fine wood bow. And this one, of course, is upgraded to level 4, but stat-wise, it has a pierce damage of 41, a knockback of 5, so it actually has some knockback, and a durability of 250, putting it 50 points better than the crude bow. So this one is the one that most people will actually use for probably the majority of the time they're playing, because you unlock it relatively early, and it's a really good bow. It's definitely a huge improvement over the crude bow. And now, my archery level is extremely high in this level, so as you can see, it doesn't take, in this playthrough, so it doesn't take very long for me to draw back, but it's something you'll notice basically immediately is this one's going to have a lot better velocity when you're firing arrows than the crude bow. It's going to take less time to draw, and it's going to arc less when you fire it, so you don't have to compensate quite as much with the crude bow. So that's why I said the FINEWOOD bow is a huge improvement over the crude bow. And here we have something to test it against. We'll pop off a couple of these gray dwarfs. Ooh, 102.5 damage. 100 damage. There we go. So that is the FINEWOOD bow in action. Of course, using needle arrows, but what else are you going to use? Ooh, can we pick that up? We cannot. Okay, so that is number 3. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, and so at number 2, we have the Huntsman's bow. So it says, finely worked and strung, a huntsman's joy. So this bow is really good. The first time I got this one, I noticed a giant improvement. So as much of an improvement as the FINEWOOD bow is over the crude bow is, the Huntsman bow is over the FINEWOOD bow. This one you'll unlock as soon as you unlock iron. So you'll need to get yourself some iron scraps, smelt them into ingots, and then you'll be able to make this bow. So the way that you do that is by defeating the second boss, the Elder, and you'll get a key to be able to, it's called a swamp key. You'll go to a swamp biome, there will be these catacombs that are locked, you use that key on them, you can go into them, and when you get into there, you can mine big nasty piles of ooze or whatever, and they drop iron and scrap. So then you'll be able to make iron, and once you do that, you'll have the Huntsman's bow, or you'll be able to make the Huntsman's bow. And the Huntsman's bow has stats of a pierce damage of 51, knockback of 10, so 5 points higher than the FINEWOOD bow, and a durability of 250, so the same durability as the FINEWOOD bow. But we move up 10 points in damage and 5 points in knockback. So definitely a fantastic bow. So here we have a Death Skeeto. Boom, didn't stand a chance. Well, what do we got? Grey Dwarfs? Boom. Boom, doesn't take nothing. Ooh, the ultimate test, another troll. Yeah, buddy. So as you can see, fantastic bow, very accurate, much more longer range than the first one for sure, but even the second one. Honestly, fantastic bow. It's probably my favorite looking bow, because just how cool it looks. I love it. Love it so much. But that's number 2. Let's move on to the number 1 best bow in the game. And so for the number 1 best bow in the game, we have the DRAUGR FANG. And as far as unlocking the ability to craft this one goes, you actually need to defeat the 3rd boss in the game, which you will get the Wishbone from, which will give you the ability to detect silver ore, which you can mine, and then make silver bars, because you need, I believe, 20 silver bars to make this one. You'll also need darkwood bark, so you'll need to go cut down ancient trees in the swamp so you can get the ancient tree bark or whatever. And so those 2 are the special ingredients for the DRAUGR FANG. And this is the best bow in the game. And it's the best bow in the game for quite a few reasons. The first of which is it has a pierce damage of 56, so it's 5 points higher than the Huntsman bow. But on top of that, doesn't matter what arrow you shoot out of it, you automatically apply 20 poison to that arrow. So it'll stack on your poison arrows, or if you shoot plain arrows like this one here, the needle arrow, it'll add 20 points of poison on top of it. Or even if you have fire, then you'll be doing fire and poison damage. So it's stacking powers on top, which is an excellent perk that makes this bow super overpowered, especially against other players, but very good against most people or things you'll run into in the game. Poison doesn't work against the undead. It doesn't do any additional damage, I should say, but every other beast in the game it is great against. So it also has 20 knockback, so that's fantastic, and if you pair that with the needles the needle arrows like I have, which is 15 knockback, you're then doing 35 knockback with your arrows. And it's just a deadly combination. And of course, a durability of 250. So, like I said, the DRAUGR FANG, best bow in the game. Let's test it out by shooting some stuff. What do we got here? Death Skeeto? You can see that it's the flattest shooting one so far, and just does a tremendous amount of damage. It's a fantastic bow. And like I said, you pair it with a good arrow like this, or you could use the obsidian arrows, or I mean, if you really want to know what arrows to use for what, then check out my video ranking all the arrows, but honestly, you could use wood arrows with this bow and it would still be insanely deadly. See what we did to that deer? We just wrecked that deer. What do we got here? Grey Dwarf? Not today, Grey Dwarf. Not today. Another deer? Suck it, deer. Here we go, a worthy opponent. Ooh, our fight wasn't as legendary as I was thinking it was going to be. So as you can tell, very, very strong bow. But that is the top 4 bows in the game, ranked by various things, but primarily how much damage they do. Best one's the DRAUGR FANG, second best Huntsman bow, third best FINEWOOD bow, and of course the worst is the CRUDE bow. But that's all we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it useful. But in any case, thanks for watching, and have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.